Good morning. Hi guys. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so the very first thing, you guys know I have like precarious situations. Sometimes I have the iPad on books. Today I have it on a box, but the box, so you can kind of see the box is like right here. It's a giant box that I'm like propping it up. And right now Gus is inside the box, so he might start meowing, he might start like knocking the box over. So we're gonna try it for now. Oh, he's out of the box. But he's probably gonna go back in the box. So we will see. His favorite place to be is boxes and paper. So it kind of works out, kind of doesn't work out. Okay, so the first thing that I need you guys to do is you should have your whiteboards out. You also need to make sure that you have everything that you need for class, but you need your textbook. And we're gonna be working on page 143 for the next few days. But 143 is here. But I want you guys to be doing these example problems on your whiteboard, okay? So get your whiteboard out, and then we are going to do 2 or 3 of these problems together, and then I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to be doing for this week, so that way you can hopefully not have too many questions. Okay, so the very first thing is we're going to start with this do you know how part. So I want you to look at number 3, and I want you to write this problem on your whiteboard. This one should be really simple. It's not even 2-digit by 2-digit. It's 2-digit by 1-digit, so it should be pretty simple. So I want you guys to go ahead and write this on your whiteboard, and then it shouldn't take you too long. Okay, and then I want you guys to just hold off for a minute and don't solve it yet, because I want to remind you exactly how you're going to solve this. Okay, so we have already set this up, and remember we put that number that has the most digits on top. It would not look good if we did that. We could do that, but I think that would really confuse you guys. So what we have always practiced is putting the number that has the most digits on the top, and then we have our next number underneath it. Okay, so then we need to write MZMA, because that reminds us all of the steps that we need when we're multiplying. And then what's the next thing that we have to do? When we see that we're multiplying with decimals, what's the next thing we have to do? You should be drawing your little arrows to the side, so that way we can see how many digits are to the right of the decimal place. So we can see how many digits are to the right. 1 here, and then for this 2, where would my decimal point be with this 2? Where would it be? It would be right after, because this is the same as 2.0 or 2 and 0/10. So how many digits are to the right of that decimal point? None, right? So we have 0. Okay. Right now, I can go ahead and tell you that how many digits are going to be to the right of the decimal point in my answer, in my product. If I did 1 plus 0, my answer is going to be 1, right? Because I add 1, I add 0, and I get 1. That means that there's going to be 1 digit to the right of the decimal point in our answer, in our product. So now we can go ahead and solve this. This, I'm going to tell you right away, we don't even need to write MZMA, because is this a multiple digits? No. Look at what we do. You guys know how to solve this. Start with our multiplying by our ones place. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry that 1. 2 times 9 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. Do I have any more digits? Imagine if this was in our graphic organizer. This is our square. That's our circle. We have nothing in our square, so we don't even need to move on. We already have that. We don't need to do zeros because we have nothing else. So it's 196. But is my product really 196? No, because I need to put my decimal point. How many digits are supposed to be to the right of the decimal point? 1. So where should my decimal point be? You should be placing it right now on your whiteboards. 1 digit to the right of the decimal point. So it needs to go right here. That 1 digit is going to be my 6. So my answer is going to be 19.6 or 19 6/10. Make sure you box your answer on your whiteboard. Okay, so now you can go ahead and erase that. And what we're going to do is we're going to move on to this next one. We're just going to do 5. Okay? This one is a little bit of a harder one. It's not as easy as this one. This one's very basic. We're going to move on to ones that we have been already solving all last week. Okay, so here is my question for you. Which one should go on top, 34 or 5 3/10? Does it matter? no, it really doesn't matter because there's 1 2 digits here and 1 2 digits here. So it really doesn't matter which one's going to go on the top. If I had another digit, let's say there was a 2 after my 3 here, I would put this one on top because it has the most digits. But they are the same. So it doesn't matter. How about you just go ahead and put 34 on the top because it's the start of my problem, so it makes most sense. So you should be setting up your problem right now on your whiteboard. So go ahead and do that. The sub can pause it if you need to. I don't really think that you will because it won't take you too long, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. It should be 34 times 5.3, but just like that. Okay. This is a 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication problem, so that means that I should write MZMA to tell me exactly what I should do. I need to put my arrows, so that can tell me how many digits are going to be to the right of the decimal place in my sum. My decimal place in 34 is going to be right here, because this is the same as 34.0. Okay, so how many digits are to the right of this? None. How many digits are to the right of this one? In 5.3, we have 1 digit. Okay, so I can go ahead and tell you how many digits are going to be to the right of the decimal point in my answer. 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, we're gonna hopefully have enough room for this. I might have to write kind of small, so I'm gonna see if, okay, there we go. I'm gonna zoom in right there. On your whiteboards, you should have more room. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and have you guys solve this problem on your own. These are exactly like the problems we were solving for the last few days. So the sub can go ahead and pause it while you guys work. She can unpause it when you're ready for me to go with you and check your answer. Okay, so as of right now, you guys should all be ready for me to do this with you. Like I said, I might run out of room, so I'm gonna try and write small. This is why usually when you're using your textbook, you have a notebook piece of paper, but I don't have a notebook piece of paper, so we're just gonna go with it. Okay, we have MZMA. First, I'm multiplying. That M is for multiply by the ones. Here, I'm multiplying these by the ones place. So we have 3 times 4, which is 12. Carry my 1, I have 3 times 3, which is 9, plus 1 is 10. 102. Hopefully you can see that. Make sure you have that so far. Then we can check off that we did our M. Our Z, we have a 0 because we are moving on to the tens place. We're multiplying 34 by our tens place, which is the 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Then I'm going to go ahead and change that 1 to a 2. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. So should have 102 and then 1700. I have now multiplied by the tens place. I have my A, which stands for add. Here we go. I'm really impressed with how small I'm writing here. Okay, now I can add 2 plus 0 is 2. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 7 is 8. And then 1 is 1. 1802 should be your answer, except my product needs to have a decimal point because I'm multiplying by decimals. So we have already figured out this one had 0 digits to the right, this one had 1 digit to the right. How many digits to the right of the decimal point should there be in my answer? 1. So where is my decimal point going to go? Can place it. It should go right there because I need 1 digit to the right there. That 1 digit is going to be my 2. If this was a 2, I would put my decimal place here and I'd have 1, 2. If it was a 3, it would be here. I'd have 1, 2, 3. If it was a 4, I'd have it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, awesome. Now we're going to do one more together and then I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to be doing. Okay, if this is hard for you, if you are struggling with this, I want you to be honest with yourself because you have a quiz on Friday. If this is hard for you, I want you to find the sub, I want you to find Miss Pagano, and I want you to talk to them about how you are struggling, and they are going to give you suggestions and they can give you help that is going to help you make this easier. I will say the easiest way to make this make sense is by practicing. If you don't know your multiplication tables, if you don't know that 4 times 3 is 12 that quickly, that is why you are probably struggling. You need to be practicing your multiplication tables even if you've graduated from our program that we did a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, really, because I haven't been there in a while. You need to be practicing. Practice, practice, practice. It will make it easier. Okay, we're going to do one more problem. It's going to be a little bit of a harder one. Not really. It's not really hard, but it's just a longer one. Okay, do you see number 15? I will tell you that this is the work that you're going to be doing for your weekly work this week. So I am giving you the answer for one of these. You're welcome. Okay, but I want you to do this on your whiteboard first. Okay, you're going to multiply 170 by 0 and 3 thousandths, or just 3 thousandths. But here's the trick. There's a lot of zeros here. And 170 is definitely bigger than 0 and 3 thousandths. But which one is going to go on the top when I am making my problem from horizontal like this to vertical like this? Which one's going to go on the top? I want you to set it up right now. You should be writing 0.003 on top. Why should I put this one on top? You guys can yell out your answer. I wish I could hear you. But you should be yelling out, this one has more digits. How many digits does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. This one only has 3. The number with the most digits needs to go on the top. Okay. Now, the next number, should I put it like this? No. That is going to confuse you. When you are writing that second number, you need to smush it all the way to the right because we're lining up our place value. 0, 7, 1. There you go, okay? This is how you should have set this problem up. Okay, this problem is going to look a little bit tricky because we have been practicing with multiplying 2-digit by 2-digit and 3-digit by 2-digit. We haven't really done a lot of 4-digit by 3-digit, but I'm going to show you how to do that right now. You learned this in 4th grade and we've done a few of them in 5th grade, but this one's really easy because they just have a bunch of zeros. Okay, the very first thing, I'm going to write MZMA. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, this MZMA is going to be a little bit tweaked with this problem because you don't just have the ones place, you don't just have the tens place, you also have the hundreds place. So I will show you how that's going to be different. Okay, we're going to do this one together. The very first thing we're going to do is multiply by the ones place, like normal. We have 0 times 3 is 0. 0 times 0, 0, 0 times 0, 0, 0 times 0, 0. Easy, lots of zeros. Okay, I have multiplied by the ones. Now I'm moving from my ones to my tens place. I need to put my 0 as a placeholder and I can check it off. Now I'm actually going to have to multiply real numbers. 7 times 3 is 21. Then I'm going to carry that. Now 7 times 0 is 0, but don't forget that 2. I have to add that 2. Then I have 7 times 0. I have another 7 times 0. Okay, perfect. Make sure that this is a 2 and not a 0. Okay, so far you should have a bunch of zeros in your first because our ones place just had a 0. Then we had our 7, so we had a 0, a 1, a 2, a 0, and a 0. Okay, we can check that off. But our next step is technically to add those together. But am I done with my number? No, I still have my hundreds place. Okay, here's where you might have forgotten this from 4th grade. Okay, if I want to move from the ones place to the tens place, I need to add a 0, right? Because I'm moving from this to this. Okay, what do you think I will do if I want to move from my tens place to my hundreds place? Do you think I'll just add another 0 just right down here? That's a good guess, but I'm going to tell you, you're still going to be in your tens place because you're still going to be in that second column. What you need to do to move on to the hundreds place is put a second 0. Because I have filled in my ones place, I have filled in my tens place, I'm moving to my hundreds place right here, right? Now I can multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. Now I have a bunch of zeros. 1 times 0, 0, 1 times 0, 0, 1 times 0, 0. Okay, so now I have no more numbers to multiply by, right? There's no thousandths place, so we can go to our last step, which is add them. Hopefully by now you have more room than me. So I can add all these together. This is the easy part. 0 plus 0 plus 0. 0. 0 plus 1 plus 0. 1. 0 plus 2 plus 3, 5, and then I have a bunch of zeros. 0, 0, 0. Okay. What I'm going to do is I can't really see this very well, so I'm going to scooch this over here. So I have 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. Then I have a 5, and then a 1, and then a 0. Okay. I forgot to do something, though. At the very beginning, what did I forget to do? I've been multiplying by decimals. I know I need to do something, but this answer is not correct. I need to go back and do my arrows. Okay. How many digits are to the right of this decimal place? 1, 2, 3. How about this one? I have 170. My decimal place would technically go right here. How many digits are to the right? 0. So that means that for my answer, how many digits should be to the right? We have to add 3 plus 0 is 3. So I can even just do that to make sure I remember. So this is our answer right here. But I need to put my decimal. I need to have 3 digits to the right. So I want you to place that decimal point, exactly where it's supposed to go. You should have 3 digits to the right. So 1, 2, 3. You should have that decimal place right there in between that 0 and that 5. 0, 0, 0, 0.510. Okay, here's the deal. I've told most of you this before I was out sick. Do I really need 3 zeros right here? Zeros are just placeholders. So I can change this to just 0.51, and then that 0 doesn't really need to be there either. It could if I wanted to put it as a placeholder, but I don't really have to have it. So it is 0.51 or 0 and 51 hundredths. That one is one of the hardest ones you're going to have on this, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you exactly what your weekly work is going to be like this week, okay? You have 4 things to do. One of them is this on page 143. I wish I could like show you. My box is in my way. Oh, there we go. Okay. This girl kind of looks like me. What kind of mean? I hope I look nicer than that. Okay. So on 143, we did these ones as examples, and we're going to keep working on these as examples. This is not what I want you to turn in. What I want you to turn in is numbers 9 through 20. Okay, do you see how I don't have a lot of room? And I am really neat and I write really small. You are not possibly going to have enough room to solve this. So I put on your or on the board, on the slide, that you need an extra piece of paper, textbook paper. You need to do your work, number them, write your problem out, do your work, and box your answer on that piece of paper, that textbook paper. Okay. What you can do on this piece of paper is this can be your paper that is nice and neat and tidy. You're going to attach your textbook piece with this piece. You can staple it and turn it in just like normal. On this, I just want you to write your answer and box it. I don't know what this is off the top of my head, but let's say your answer was like 1.3, okay? All you need to do on this piece is just write your answer, box it. Your work is on the other piece of paper, so that way we can check to make sure you've got it. And if you've got part of it right, we can give you partial credit. Okay, so your first part is textbook page 143, numbers 9 through 20, okay? These. Okay, the next part that you are going to do is your standards practice. Okay, so for some reason, mine printed really dumb and it cut it off. Yours is not going to look like this. This is very similar to what you did last week. This is just test prep because you're going to be taking the Terra Nova soon, except this ones are all about expanded, standard, and word form, which you guys know like the back of your hand. Yours will not be cut off like this. So this is your standards practice, okay? So you're going to be doing this too. So your textbook page, this page, and then this is the fun part. Okay, you have this worksheet. I wish you could see the whole thing. It's called planning a picnic. So you're going to be planning a picnic for 20 people. You can pick the 20 people that you want to be there. This is a pretend picnic. You have $200 to spend on food for them. So you're going to select the items that you're going to purchase, how many of each item you need, and figure out how much you are going to spend. So this is kind of like I think you did this for like your candy cane project that we did and your reindeer thing before around Christmas. You have a budget of $200 and you can't spend more than that. So remember, everybody doesn't like the same food, so you have to buy at least 5 different items. You might be asking, what are the items? You have lots of options here. You have pizza, hamburger, hot dog, cotton candy, donut, candy, watermelon, apple popcorn, juice box, soda, ice cream. So you need at least 5 different things, and you are feeding 20 people. And I bet you that those 20 people want more than just like a donut or an apple. Okay, you need options. Also, this pizza, I think this pizza is like a few slices of pizza. I don't know. You can determine how this pizza is. Maybe it's like a smaller pizza, like a personal pizza. Everybody gets one, like from Mattio's or something that is just feeds them. Hamburger, I don't know about you. Sometimes I eat 2 hamburgers. I sometimes eat 2 hot dogs. I want more than just 1 donut. So you need to plan that. Okay. So what you're going to do is you have what you're buying and the quantity. So for example, if I have 20 friends, and let's say I'm going to give them options of hamburgers or hot dogs, okay? And I'm going to be really stingy, and they can each only have 1. So you can have 1 hamburger, or you can have 1 hot dog. So hamburgers, I have 20 people. Let's say I think I'll need like 15 hamburgers. Hamburgers are $2.25. So I'm going to put $2.25, and then how many people? I would say probably like 15 people want hamburgers, approximately. What I would need to do is multiply it by 15 to figure out how much all of those hamburgers are going to cost me, okay? So that is what you're gonna do. Your work can go down here. I actually should have put my work down here, but you're going to tell me, like, for example, you'll say 15 hamburgers. That's going to cost, I don't know, let's say it's like $25. Okay? 15 hamburgers, $25. Your work would go down here. So ignore that part. I'd messed up. Okay. Your total cost, so how much it will cost for everything you're buying for this picnic, is going to go right here. So just imagine you're going to the grocery store and you have lots of options. It should be a delicious picnic. I cannot wait to see how much you guys spend. Don't spend more than $200 because you only have $200. Okay, the very last thing that you are going to do. So, as a recap, you have textbook page, standardized practice, and planning a picnic. The last thing you're going to do is IXL. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to pick this up because I want to show you exactly where you are going to go on IXL. You can hear Gus, he's scratching in the box. Gus, stop it. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, here's what your screen is going to look like. Must do, may do. I want you to look right here. It says 20 minutes on IXL suggestions. I have assigned, oh my goodness, Gus, stop. I have assigned skills for you to practice this week. They are under suggestions. I'm going to check on Friday to see who has not practiced the skills. I can tell who has been on IXL and who has not, so don't just think you can skip this part. This is super important. This is practice for your standardized test that you are going to be taking, the Terra Nova, coming up. Okay, you might be asking, I don't know where to find these IXL suggestions. So I have gone in and I have logged in to Lydia's IXL. Okay, so welcome, Lydia 8. Thank you, Lydia, for letting me use your IXL. This is what will come up when you log on to IXL, right? It's going to be like, recommendations. Do you see suggestions from your teacher? Okay, ignore the real-time diagnostic this week. I don't want you to do that. You are going to have, I think most of you have 3 things that are going to be assigned to you. Model decimals and fractions, add and subtract decimal numbers, multiply 2 decimal products up to 1,000. These are practicing skills that you will need to practice for what we are doing this week, okay? So, do you see where it says like show character emotion? Is this sentence simple or not? I don't want you to do this. This is for Mrs. G, and you can do that in her class. These 3 are what you're doing for my class. So if I go back to the slide, it says 20 minutes. What you have is a Chromebook that has a timer on it. Isn't my background so cute? What you can do is Google timer. And you can change this to 20, oh my goodness, not 20 seconds, 20 minutes. somehow that I don't want to spend on this. You can figure this out. You're going to be working for 20 minutes on IXL. Okay, so like I said, this is your weekly work. This is due on Friday. You also have a quiz on Friday. You're going to have today to work on it, tomorrow and Thursday, possibly sometime on Friday. You'll have a study hall on Friday, so I think you'll have time. Those 4 things have to be done by Friday. If you have any questions, you can let me know. I miss you guys a lot. I wish I could see your faces. If you want to see my face, I'm in my robe, my pajamas, but I'll flip this upside down, and I think I'm like literally upside down in this, but you can see my face. So, I miss you guys. I'm really proud of how hard you've been working. You're gonna do great. Have a good day. Goodbye.